Hi, my friends. Hello, how are you doing? This has been curing for 4 days, and I have love it. Look how amazing it turned out. It is just stunning and beautiful and has light reflecting off of it everywhere. So now it is time to finish this piece up and work on these drips and nubs. So I got some themes. I'm going to cover the stands, the existing stands, my Dixie cups, with, this is a tea towel. So I just want to cover these nubs up because we are going to be putting this face down, and I really don't want anything to scratch it. So it doesn't need to be level or anything. It just needs to rest nicely. So that's the back. This will be easy to peel off, but we need to work on the nubs. So I am going to get started. This is a scraper, just a flexible scraper. It came with a Mod Podge kit that I had at one point, and it's just helped to lift the tape up. And I'm just testing it to see if these nubs, yep, there they go. Sometimes these nubs, they just pop right off. And sometimes you gotta work with them. And that's where this scraper, because the resin, you can see, is still a little soft. It's cured to the touch, but it's still soft, which is why I want those tea towels there, just to help prevent any scratches. And this is gonna need some help. So what I'm gonna do, take my heat gun and heat it up a little bit. Can you see even what I'm doing? Sorry, I didn't even notice that. I'm so bad at that. Okay, let's try again. Excuse me. Gonna heat it up a little bit. And then I'm kind of doing this. Oh, there we go. I just wanted to be sure you can see it. It's making it awkward for me to see though. Holy cow, here we go. And this process, this is not a fast process. So definitely, if you're doing it, take your time, because you don't want to mess anything up. And there it goes. And you just pull them up. And you can use it's like a drywall spatula, one of those metal ones. That's what I usually like to use, but I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. And I just cleaned my room, but I haven't cleaned all the drawers, so I bet it's hiding in a drawer. And you just keep working it around. This I also brought is a razor blade holder, and I got this in Home Depot, I believe the paint aisle. You still can't see, can you? So this could be helpful to get under there. You see? Just ease them up and use the heat. And just slide it under there. It's kind of awkward for me doing this on camera because I'm trying to show you, so I'm not really in the best positioning, but it's worth it. We'll figure it out together, right? And there we go. It's just popping right up. It's because the heat loosened it. So once it starts tugging like that, we're gonna put some more heat on it. But let me just get this tape portion up, because this is where I put a new layer of tape. There it goes. And I'm going to turn it a bit. Okay, and heat it. And you work in small sections and just go slow. It's not a race. It's not a contest. There it goes. Yeah, my straight drywall spatula, that works so perfect. And I wish I did have it to show you. I'll find it. There's more projects coming soon. Let's try this again. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. My razor cutter was fine right there, but it did start cutting my wood, so I don't want to cut the wood. It was a little too sharp, a little too effective. And look at that, just peels right off. And do it, heat it, pull it, repeat. And let's see here. Yep. Just want to wedge it under there. Pull it. This has been the most effective way that I found over the years to get rid of these nubs. So if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear it. And then look, the front is looking good still. Amazing. This is so awesome. I think I am going to keep this piece for me. Just don't know where to hang it yet. Nubs are just all soft. That's the tape part not wanting to pick up. There it goes. There it goes. And what you could do to these backs if you wanted, like for this particular piece, I already had the hanger and the fin. This is the back that I put it up for market. And if I didn't do all this, I would get these nubs off, and I think I would just paint it black on the back. I think that would be really nice. And then you can have the hangers. But I don't mind seeing the messy backs of my art, because that kind of helps tell the story, you know, that it is real art. And, you know, these are the colors, and this is where that was propped up. And I've had a lot of feedback over the years that that's actually really cool, especially for people looking at my art. They enjoy seeing that. So to me, that's fine, not a problem. But, you know, cleaning it up, painting it black, that would look really nice and finished also. And there we go. Pulling it and popping it off. Can't wait to start my next project. I've got a list of ideas. And I wanted to do this one with this piece because it has been sitting around. I haven't been able to do many markets. And I just kept looking at it like, wow, those cracks and crevices that were in it originally, because the paint cracked and crazed. That's actually really cool. I do like it, but I thought it would make a good ocean fantasy theme. So that's why I wanted to work on this piece. And I'm glad I did. No regrets. I love it. To the point I want to keep it. So, that is super cool. Super cool indeed. Okay. Let me just get that picked up a little bit. Add some more heat. So if you're new to resin and you're thinking this is like, wow, mind-blowing, so cool. I do teach it online at paintpouracademy.com. And I have a beginner's resin guide that teaches you everything you need to know about resin. I have another course that Resin Secrets, what no one tells you, and it kind of debunks some of these myths out there, kind of tells you things about resin that like the vendors really don't talk about. You know, you see all these great videos. You're like, oh, that's so cool. I'm going to do that. Until you start doing it, and then you're like, what the heck? What went wrong? So that's why I made the course. So that was like, that's so cool. And I have a couple other resin courses in there, and I just pulled that out. Look at that. But it's at paintpouracademy.com. And if you sign up for my membership program, you're going to get all the courses, acrylic pouring and resin art, $15 a month. And I have over 20 courses so far. So go check it out. It's like so exciting. I enjoy putting these courses together for you. Okay. Wow, that's a really good resin buildup. And did you know that UV resin and epoxy resin, they're completely different resins, but you can use them in the same project. Excuse me. For example, when I am doing one of the effects that I love to do is called dragon skin, and that's in my courses also. And you use UV resin. You put down a layer of resin, regular epoxy resin. You let that cure. You come back in the next day and you put a layer of UV resin, and then you take a cup of dish soap and a straw and some water, and you blow the bubbles, and you make the bubbles all over where you put the UV resin. And then you put it under the UV light and let it cure. And as it cures, the bubbles pop, and the UV resin picks up the indentions of the bubbles. It is so freaking cool. And I do have videos on my YouTube channel about it. So if I can remember, I'll link it so you can see it. It is such a fun process. And I call it dragon skin. And look, there's the front. So far, so good. Yeah, dragon skin, because that's what it ends up looking like. And it is just an amazing effect. So yeah, that's a situation where UV resin and epoxy resin work really well. And there we go. And this blue tape, I think, is sticking more than it should. I usually use a green tape called frog tape, but I ran out for this before this project, so that's why I'm using this tape. So I do recommend you get a green frog tape and use that, because I have had so much success with that tape. Look at there, it just lifts right up once you heat it. But this tape is sticking a little, like right in this spot right here. It does stick a little more than it should. That's all right, we're working it up, getting it off. And check that out. Okay, let's heat, oops, sticky tape. Now I got to think, where am I going to hang this piece? I might hang it in my room here, because I would like to rework my walls as part of my reorganizing and cleaning mission this month. Cleaning my studio and then creating inspirational spaces, so inspirational walls. And the art on my walls has been up on my walls for about 4 years. So I love it, but you know what? Maybe I need a little bit of a change. So maybe I can switch something out for this piece. And it'll be part of the refresh program. But I do have more of these round pieces. I've sold several of these round pieces, and you know, they're good sellers because they're just stunning. But my time for markets is very thin and slim, and I do sell my art on my website, but I hate shipping. Shipping is harder than it should be, just with the pricing, and I figured out the packaging portion of it, but pricing and getting it somewhere, it's a little insane. So, and it's expensive. But that's okay. I do have art on my site if you want to go check it out. Okay, look it. Here is the hanging wire. And here is the finished piece. How awesome is that? The edges look pretty good. No nubs. They are a little wobbly right in here, but that's okay. I didn't really pay particular care on these edges. And I also was thinking, maybe I should take a marker and outline it silver. But then I'm like, no, I really like just seeing it's a thin edge, and it's like the water is running off. So I love it. So let me know what you think. I hope this video has helped you. And I'm going to get ready to start a new project. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.